Hello, dear readers of TV Day's Drama Digest. Buckle up for an emotional roller coaster as we dive deep into the heart-wrenching saga unfolding in the small, tumultuous town of Salem. Today, we're peeling back the layers of a story that has left fans gasping, crying, and debating in heated online forums. The explosive drama surrounding Thomas DiMera, his father Chad, and the shocking betrayal involving Kat, a woman whose actions have shattered trust and torn open old wounds. The burning question on everyone's mind is whether Thomas, caught in a storm of deception and heartbreak, will choose to leave Salem with his Aunt Jennifer and Uncle Jack, seeking solace far from the chaos. Let's unravel this tangled web of lies, love, and loyalty, and explore the dramatic fallout that's gripping the Days of Our Lives fandom. A family fractured by deception. The DiMera family has never been a stranger to scandal, but the latest chapter in their saga has pushed emotions to a boiling point. At the center of this storm is young Thomas DiMera, a boy whose heart has been battered by the adults he trusted most. For weeks, viewers have watched Thomas grapple with the revelation that his father, Chad DiMera, has been keeping a devastating secret: his romantic involvement with Kat, a woman whose presence in Salem has stirred up painful memories of Thomas's late mother, Abigail. The drama began to unfold when Thomas overheard whispers about Chad and Kat's relationship. Chad, ever the charismatic yet flawed patriarch, had initially presented his connection with Kat as a mere friendship. "We started as friends," Chad confessed to Thomas in a tense confrontation, his voice heavy with guilt. But it turned into something more. The admission hit Thomas like a freight train. For a boy still mourning the loss of his mother, the idea that his father could fall for someone new, especially someone as controversial as Kat, was nothing short of a betrayal. Chad's attempt to explain himself only deepened the wound. He admitted he should have been honest with Thomas and his sister Charlotte from the start, but he claimed he needed time to be sure about his feelings for Kat. The excuse rang hollow to Thomas, who had already heard rumors about Kat's dubious character. "I thought you liked Kat," Chad said, trying to deflect, but Thomas's response was swift and cutting: "No more." The boy's voice trembled with a mix of anger and hurt, his trust in his father crumbling before viewers' eyes. The shadow of Abigail. What makes this storyline so gut-wrenching is the specter of Abigail DiMera, Thomas and Charlotte's late mother, whose memory looms large over Salem. Kat, with her enigmatic charm and questionable motives, has been accused of impersonating Abigail, a rumor that has sent shockwaves through the DiMera family. Thomas, still grappling with his mother's absence, lashed out at Chad during their confrontation, his words dripping with pain. "She's not pretending to be my mom." The accusation, fueled by whispers from Rachel, another Salem resident with her own axe to grind, cut Chad to the core. Chad's response was evasive, only adding fuel to the fire. "It's complicated," he said, his eyes darting away from Thomas's piercing gaze. But for Thomas, there was nothing complicated about it. Kat's resemblance to Abigail, or lack thereof, was irrelevant. What mattered was the betrayal. His father had chosen someone Thomas saw as mean, someone who, in his young mind, had turned Chad into a liar. "You're not who I thought you were," Thomas spat, his voice breaking as he ran from the room, leaving Chad standing alone, his face a mask of regret. The confrontation reached its emotional peak when Thomas sought refuge in the arms of his aunt, Jennifer Horton. Jennifer, a pillar of strength in Salem, has always been a safe haven for Thomas and Charlotte. Her maternal warmth contrasted sharply with the cold reality of Chad's choices, and Thomas poured out his heart to her. "Dad's dating Kat," he sobbed, his small frame shaking with the weight of his father's betrayal. Jennifer's face hardened as she processed the news, her protective instincts kicking into overdrive. Jennifer's fury and Chad's defiance. Jennifer, never one to shy away from a fight, confronted Chad with a ferocity that left viewers on the edge of their seats. Storming into the DiMera mansion, she demanded answers. How do you explain to your son that you're dating his mother's impersonator? She asked, her voice a mix of incredulity and rage. In what universe is it remotely okay to be romantically involved with Kat? The question hung in the air, a challenge that Chad couldn't easily deflect. Chad, however, was not in the mood for Jennifer's righteous indignation. Are you done? He snapped, his own frustration boiling over. I need to go talk to my son. His dismissal of Jennifer's concerns only escalated the tension, as viewers watched two grieving adults clash over the well-being of a heartbroken child. Jennifer's question wasn't just about Kat, it was about the moral compass of a man who seemed to be losing his way. For fans, this moment underscored the complexity of Chad's character, a father desperate to move forward, yet trapped by the ghosts of his past. Kat, villain or misunderstood? At the heart of this drama is Kat, a character who has polarized Days of Our Lives fans. Is she a scheming opportunist, capitalizing on Abigail's memory to worm her way into Chad's heart? Or is she a misunderstood woman caught in the crosshairs of Salem's relentless gossip mill? The truth, as always in Salem, is murky. Chad's defense of Kat during his argument with Thomas hinted at a deeper connection, but his refusal to elaborate only fueled speculation. I'm sorry I wasn't straightforward, Chad told Thomas, promising no more secrets. But for Thomas, the apology was too little, too late. She turned you into a liar, he accused, his words echoing the sentiments of many viewers who see Kat as a catalyst for chaos. The rumors about Kat's alleged impersonation of Abigail have added a layer of intrigue to the storyline. Rachel, a known troublemaker in Salem, was the source of the gossip, claiming Kat was pretending to be Abigail to manipulate Chad. While Chad dismissed the accusation, the lack of clarity has left Thomas and the audience questioning Kat's true intentions. Is she genuinely in love with Chad, or is she playing a dangerous game? The mystery surrounding her character has sparked endless debates on social media, with fans divided between those who see her as a villain and those who believe she's a victim of circumstance. Thomas's breaking point. For Thomas, the drama is more than just a family squabble, it's a crisis of trust. The revelation about Chad and Kat has shattered his sense of security, leaving him feeling anchorless in a world already marked by loss. His mother's death was a wound that never fully healed, and now his father's choices have ripped it open anew. Running to Jennifer was more than an act of seeking comfort. It was a desperate plea for stability in a world that feels increasingly chaotic. Jennifer and her husband Jack Devereaux have long been a grounding force for Thomas and Charlotte. Unlike Chad, who has been consumed by his own grief and romantic entanglements, Jennifer and Jack offer a sense of normalcy. Their home, away from the DiMera mansion's dark secrets and endless drama, represents a safe haven for Thomas. It's no surprise, then, that rumors are swirling about Thomas's potential decision to leave Salem with Jennifer and Jack. The idea of escaping the town's toxic undercurrents is tempting, especially for a boy who feels betrayed by the one person he thought he could rely on. The town of Salem reacts. As news of the DiMera family's turmoil spreads, Salem's residents are taking sides. Some, like Jennifer, view Chad's relationship with Kat as a betrayal of Abigail's memory. Others, including a few of Chad's allies, argue that he deserves a chance at happiness, even if it comes with complications. The town's gossip mill is in overdrive, with every coffee shop and park bench buzzing with speculation about what Thomas will do next. Will he stay in Salem, clinging to the hope that his father can redeem himself? Or will he choose to leave, seeking a fresh start with Jennifer and Jack? The stakes are high, not just for Thomas, but for the entire DiMera family. Charlotte, Thomas's younger sister, has been largely absent from the recent drama, but her reaction to Chad's relationship with Kat could add another layer of complexity. Will she side with her brother, or will she try to bridge the gap between Thomas and their father? And what about Chad himself? Can he rebuild his relationship with his son, or has the damage been done? A dramatic crossroads. The question on everyone's lips is whether Thomas will leave Salem with Jennifer and Jack. The decision is fraught with emotional weight, as it would mean leaving behind not just his father, but the only home he's ever known. Salem, for all its chaos, is a place of deep roots and tangled connections. Leaving would be an act of defiance, a way for Thomas to reclaim control over his life. But it would also mean walking away from the possibility of reconciliation with Chad, a father who, despite his mistakes, clearly loves his son. The drama is far from over, and Days of Our Lives fans are eagerly awaiting the next chapter. Will Chad fight to keep Thomas in Salem, or will he let his son go, hoping distance will heal their fractured bond? Will Kat prove to be a villain, or will she surprise everyone with a redemption arc? And what role will Jennifer and Jack play in Thomas's future? Their unwavering support for Thomas has been a beacon of hope, but even they can't shield him from the pain of his father's choices. The emotional fallout. The emotional toll of this storyline cannot be overstated. For Thomas, the betrayal is twofold. Not only has his father chosen a woman who stirs up painful memories, but he's also kept secrets, eroding the trust that once defined their relationship. The scenes between Thomas and Chad have been some of the most heart-wrenching in recent Days of Our Lives history, with young actor Carrie Christopher delivering a performance that has left fans in tears. His portrayal of Thomas's anguish, his voice cracking, his eyes brimming with unshed tears, has elevated the storyline to new heights of emotional intensity. Jennifer's role as Thomas's confidant has also resonated with viewers. Her fierce protectiveness, coupled with her own grief over Abigail's loss, makes her a relatable figure for anyone who's ever had to shield a loved one from pain. Jack, meanwhile, has been a quiet but steady presence, offering Thomas the kind of fatherly support that Chad has struggled to provide. Together, Jennifer and Jack represent a lifeline for Thomas, but their involvement also raises questions about their own future in Salem. If Thomas leaves with them, will they stay gone for good, or will they return to face the fallout? What lies ahead? As we wait for the next episode, the tension in Salem is palpable. The DiMera family's drama has always been a cornerstone of Days of Our Lives, but this latest chapter feels uniquely personal. It's not just about love triangles or corporate power plays, it's about a boy's struggle to make sense of a world that keeps letting him down. Thomas's decision, whatever it may be, will have ripple effects across Salem, reshaping relationships and sparking new conflicts. For now, fans can only speculate about what's next. Will Thomas find a way to forgive Chad, or will the lure of a fresh start with Jennifer and Jack prove too strong? Will Kat's true intentions come to light, or will she remain an enigma, driving a wedge between father and son? And what about the other residents of Salem, who are never far from the drama? The answers lie in the episodes to come, and if there's one thing Days of Our Lives fans know, it's that the truth always comes out, often in the most dramatic way possible. So, dear readers, what do you think? Will Thomas pack his bags and leave Salem behind, or will he stay and fight for his family? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.